Hi, I've been meaning to talk about having a 4-day work week, and I think it's time that I mention a couple of points in that regard. I think one of the main things is that it will add to the productivity of the people. It will improve productivity, and it's been proven uh, in studies that have been done in different cultures, different working environments, different countries, and all show that people are more productive when they have less time to do their stuff. As usually work expands as to filling the time that is allocated to finish it. So that's one. The other one is the better work-life balance, and that's quite obvious as people, when they have more time to be with their families and doing what they like and hobbies and enjoying outdoors, they will tend to have a much better satisfaction with their lives. It will also lead to reduced absenteeism and turnover. In many cases, when people leave a job, it's not necessarily because they hate what they do, it's because they really need the rest, but they don't realize it. So they think that if they change from this job to the other job, it will solve the problem, and it's often not. Then there's also environmental benefits. With 20% less commute, then we'll have a lot of environmental benefits in reduced pollution and maintenance for public transport and private transport. Then there's also cost saving for the employers, and that comes basically with reduced heating or cooling, electricity, stationary use, maintenance. So I think it's a no-brainer that we should really start thinking about that more seriously. Um, so happier people, less absenteeism, the same amount of work being done, or even more productive, and people who feel better generally about themselves. There's also a whole bunch of psychological effects, which I think needs a completely separate video to talk about. But in general, we are doing things much faster these days compared to 20 years ago because of the technology we have in hand. But our bodies in 20 years have not adapted or evolved that much to endure the stress of doing things much faster. So I think that's another point that we have to keep in mind. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for listening, and take care.